I know how I can feel in this circus. Sometimes it all just feels pointless.
Looking back, 2025 was an interesting year for me. I fell in love, experienced heartbreak, went on a bit of a villain arc, but found redemption, graduated college with no failed courses, and working towards becoming a functional adult in society. Even though the society in question is falling apart right before my own eyes. Growing up is realizing that the world was always kind of due to butter, and as you mature, you start to see things through the lens of a more experienced being rather than somebody who doesn't understand anything at all. They say ignorance is bliss, and boy, how do I wish to be ignorant sometimes. But how can I with all the issues going on in the world? And I guess I'm mostly talking about what happened this year. It's amazing what can happen within a year of being alive, and I kind of wanted to just ramble about what's been going on in my brain. This video is very much going to be a more podcast style, longer, less edited video, so if you want to play this in the background while you work, that's more than fine for me. But yeah, sometimes it just feels like everything is doom and gloom. For starters, the economy. Prices have gone up drastically, but wages have stayed relatively the same, making it nearly impossible for some people to get by on a daily basis. Groceries, housing, entertainment. It just feels like everything keeps escalating while we're all still stuck on the first floor. It's crazy to think that your parents with a job were able to afford a house and move out when they were 18. I dream about moving out one day and making a name for myself. Nowadays, houses cost more than $500,000 in first world countries and look crusty as heck. And even with an advanced diploma, someone like me who would make roughly $50K a year in an entry-level job has no chance of buying a house within 3 to 5 years. Okay, I won't look at houses, those are expensive anyways. $2K monthly for apartments. Are you freaking kidding me? It was said back then that apartments were like $350 back then. In fact, everything was a lot cheaper back then. And yeah, sure, wages were different, inflation is the thing, but you can't tell me that even with a diploma in engineering, I can't afford to live comfortably. Years of my life wasted! The job market isn't doing any better. That's where you're supposed to get the money. They say they're hiring, and instead you get, I'm sorry, but you did not meet the requirements, and we will be moving forward with the next candidate. And then the person who gets the job is just some guy that they knew. It's all about who you know and nepotism in this field. Even if you want to apply, you need like 5+ years of experience in the field. But how am I supposed to get the experience if no one is willing to hire me for said experience learning? People with bachelor's degrees and years of experience applying to entry-level jobs who will treat them like trash. It's honestly degrading. Or get paid literal pennies to people who will just do the job and decrease the labor costs. Heck, it's even worse with remote working. Now, yeah, I don't have a problem with remote jobs in general, but we have jobs being outsourced across the globe and thus have thousands of people trying to apply to the same job. And then they get rejected by a bot or accepted by those who would work for toothpicks and a bottle of lint. I've heard so many stories, not just online and in news articles, but from my actual peers who I graduated with saying how difficult it is to get employed. It's honestly depressing. The unemployed life is not fun. It feels demotivating. Thank my lucky stars, my family understands the state of the world and lets me stay at home. Thanks, Mom and Dad. They are the reason why I haven't sold my soul to make crypto scans or create an AI OF model. I've also come to the realization that we have no ownership over the things we enjoy. Things are made with limited lifespans, so you keep consuming. Almost everything has some kind of subscription fee attached to it, from music, movies, food, exercise, gaming, flipping car seats. They're trying to put ads everywhere and make sure they have complete control over the products we use. Why does anybody need a smart fridge? And it needs Wi-Fi? Oh, I'm sorry. We turned off your fridge in accordance with our weekly upload schedule, and it's taking longer than we expected. Sorry your ice cream melted. Or smart TVs. Don't even get me started with those. Just display the things I want to project. I don't need a TV coming pre-installed with all the software or have it need to be updated, otherwise it just won't work. Like, what gives? Gentrification is one of the terms used, as products back then actually lasted until companies realized how bad it would get if people just held on to older products. How is my 3DS from nearly a decade ago still standing while my Switch is on life life support. I think technology failing is one of the reasons why I became so OCD driven when it comes to keeping my tech clean, from cleaning my keyboards, monitors, desktops, hard drives. Can't let the gooners get their hands on my homework folder. And just making sure all my stuff are up to date and can still run well. You're telling me I can still launch Sonic Rush on my 3DS after all these years? God damn. You know, speaking of games, it's the same analogy with video games and how most gaming companies would rather you play the newer titles instead of older ones, and thus remove access or paywall the older games through a subscription fee. So that way you can never truly own that game. You can't save the game on your SD card or a USB stick and then run it off that. No, you need to be connected to the internet to have the privilege of playing these older titles. Looking at you, NSO. Scam lay. How is it that we went from physical media to digital, and at one point digital was really great because you didn't need to physically insert stuff and everything was saved on one spot, but now they all got all kinds of encryption so that you can only run these softwares if you have a license, like Adobe products. Why do I need a license for this stuff? You will own nothing and you will be happy. It's getting to the point where it's just dystopian. Speaking of dystopian, artificial intelligence. Now, shoot me while I'm still standing, and artists plug your ears. I'm actually not against AI like many people would be. And yes, I'm aware of the many negative things it's caused, but I mean, pros and cons. I'm not going to pretend to be morally superior. I'm just going to say that I like using AI. It's greatly helped me in my work, from getting quick ideas to problem solving. Now, I do draw the line at using AI to generate work and call it that a finished product, because that's just ridiculous. I believe AI is a tool and never a final product, unlike many people who just want to generate everything and make a quick buck. It's not ideal at all. You know, when I think about it, there's a lot of negatives from AI. One of them being like AI stealing from other artists. That's pretty bad in itself. But there's a whole bunch of other more pressing issues, like the high amounts of energy that it takes to run an AI model, slop content becoming more prominent than ever. But now RAM companies like Micron are pulling out of the customer market brace and will be selling RAM exclusively to these AI companies. I'll never be able to build my dream PC at this rate. It's kind of insane because RAM is so crucial, no pun intended, for building a majority of our tech, from phones to laptops and even gaming consoles. So those prices are going to go up even more. Xbox about to have its third price hike. And yeah, that also plays into the economy. Money always seems to be the underlying issue. You want to know what else is an issue? Women. I'm playing. But I'm also not playing because it's not just women, it's also men. Actually, it's everyone. It's ironic how we're so connected through the power of social media and can message anyone in the world, yet we've never felt so lonely and isolated. Relationships don't feel meaningful anymore. Everything is nearly transactional. People fear being vulnerable and are more anxious than ever to not mess things up. Don't even get me started with the dating world. What used to be dating in your area now just became a global battle royale thanks to dating apps. You're not fighting against a few guys in your college area. You're fighting people across the globe, which, funny enough, is nearly the exact same as applying for a job. Dating is scary, uncertain, and unpredictable. People are afraid of getting hurt or saying the wrong things out of fear of rejection or coming off the wrong way. It's no wonder why people have turned to AI chatbots who will just say everything they want to hear and keep them hooked. I was going to include that in the AI category, but I was kind of debating on how it would blend between AI and AI dating. It's all bad either way. Not to mention how dating takes a lot of time and commitment, and it's not perfect. There are so many flaws and faults that can happen, and that uncertainty scares people. Not to mention how people can't really commit to anything these days. And that's another point right there. Commitment, or in other words, attention span. It feels like people are absolutely brain rotted and can't seem to hold up a conversation. Reports of teachers quitting or getting really stressed out because kids won't listen. Now, when I was younger, I was a gymnastics coach for little kids. And yeah, kids are great. You'll have your handful of mischiefs, but at the end of the day, there's no such thing as bad student, only bad teacher. I was a freaking amazing teacher, if I do say so myself. I feel fortunate enough to not be coaching anymore because with the amount of rules and restrictions they have in place, I wouldn't survive. But that's besides the point. It feels like with Reels or TikTok, the world has just gotten completely ADHD, needs quick dopamine rush of content instead of just sitting back and enjoying the silence of boredom. iPad kids and endless content out the wazoo, and no time to stop and actually think for themselves and get a little creative. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm not guilty of this. I too doom scroll before going to bed. I'll have movies playing in the background while I work, and I really only pay attention if it's a show slash movie that I haven't seen before. But most of the time, I'll have some kind of commentary channel playing in the background or some video talking about theories and whatnot. And even still during that, when I'm working, I'll just switch over to my second monitor and see if I can find something else to watch, like a quick short, while that commentary video is playing. Or I'll just look for other distractions, whether it be playing a quick game or something to just get my brain mega stimulated and pushing buttons on all cylinders. Just so many distractions. Sometimes I find it hard to stay focused, and yeah, I've had that problem for a while now, but thanks to social media and the ever-growing desire for quick bursts of something, literally anything fun, it's gotten so much worse. And that right there feels like the whole premise of this video. That everything is doom and gloom. How we look at everything going on and feel as if it's all pointless. But it's not. But how can I say all that despite everything going around me? Well, I have hope. Hope is a powerful tool. It's that fighting spirit that allows you to keep moving forward despite the given circumstances. And it's something that I had to hear from my dad, where, truth be told, unlike many, I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I won't end up on the streets if all hits the fan. And it could be a whole lot worse for me. I feel like I don't appreciate the stuff around me sometimes. I've mentioned a lot of bad stuff that's been going on, but how about some good stuff? At least from me. I don't know if that'll make you feel better or not. There's not much I can do about the economy, but I get to work for my dad and help him out on his projects. And while it's a slow and steady process, I am in the process of getting a job within my field. And as of making the script, if all goes according to plan, I'll have at least 3 jobs lined up for me coming 2026. So I'm gonna be completely stacked when it comes to that. So that's pretty nice. I barely have any subscription fees attached to me other than Google Drive, to which I do eventually want to build my own NAS storage system and become completely independent from the internet. I have all my movies, music, and games, and even software saved on my external hard drive. So when the internet goes down, I don't have to worry about needing to verify a license or update my systems. I can just keep working, and the only thing I really lose access to is random YouTube videos playing in the background, which isn't the worst thing in the world. There's not much that we can do about AI. I mean, I for one said that I like AI. I think it has a lot of potential. And sure, it has some problems, but it's not going away anytime soon. So we can either be on its side and try and regulate it for the better, or forever be stuck in the cement and plug your ears screaming. My friend told me that one of the best advices that he's ever heard was, if you're not going to do something about it, then don't complain. I could complain about all the stuff going on with AI, but because I'm in this field, I have a chance to actually make a difference and probably make better uses out of it rather than what's going on right now. So, food for thought. In terms of relationships, I started being a lot more open and honest with my friends, telling them that I love and care for them, that they mean something to me, and that I'm thankful they remain in my life. It's nice to see those who've stuck around in your lifetime and those who've parted ways. People come and go, but those who truly stick around will always be in your corner. I've also found and I'm seeing someone new. We've been together for about a month now, and it's a bit of a slow burn at the moment since she's really busy dealing with extra hours at work, but she's been so sweet and kind to me. I thought I would have been single longer, but she came into my life and claimed me for herself, and what a ride it has been so far. And lastly, attention spans. Writing this video and not using any crazy edits, just me talking and being honest, was so refreshing. You know, as I progress on this YouTube journey, I feel like I don't really know what I want to do on this channel. Am I a comic maker? A storyteller? An animator? A gamer? Well, turns out I'm all of them. I just want to be me. And I catch myself always getting into that YouTuber mindset where I'm grinding out videos to expand my horizons when I really just want to make these for my friends. And I know some of my friends could probably use this video right now as they, by chance, feel what I'm feeling right now. And chances are you probably feel them as well. At the end of the day, the world we live in is drastically changing in front of us. Sometimes it feels like nothing is going to get better, but it does. That's just how things work. Life is all about balance. Sometimes life will be good, and sometimes it will not. But above all, it's how you respond to the action. If you're still feeling down about all this, then I'm sorry. I understand that while things may be going honestly pretty good for me, they might not be for you, and that can be hard to relate to. I'm not trying to be super relatable. I guess I'm just trying to share why, despite how everything feels hopeless right now, it's not the end of the world for me. But if I were to try and say anything, and I'm not really sure what this means to you, yes, you watching this video, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you for staying strong throughout everything that's been going on. It's inspiring to see how you still managed to pull through despite the odds, and I don't think that should go unnoticed. We have a tendency to be hard on ourselves, like we're not doing enough. Correction, I feel like I don't do enough. When I'm down and about for 2 days or heck even a week, where I can't even change the tab to work on something productive or feel my body slowly decaying from how lazy I feel. Yet despite it all, something inside drives me to keep going forward. Because at the end of the day, what else can you do? All we have to do is just keep moving forward. This video was really hard to make. Honestly, I didn't know the kind of tone that I wanted to set. I think I just wanted to ramble and upload something for a change. I've gone through so many videos where I'd like write the scripts and then I just scrapped it out of fear that it wasn't good enough, or I just wasn't feeling the passion for it. But I wanted to get at least some video out this year, just kind of saying my thoughts. There's so much that I want to do, like just in general. Like I want to finish my comic series, I want to stream more, I want to see other, I want to make more YouTube friends, I want to try and build a community. I've gone through a lot this year, and to make this video, it really kind of puts that all in perspective as to what I've been feeling. And I'm not entirely sure what next year has in store for me. I don't know if I'll be active enough because there's just going to be so much going on next year. I can't see into the future, and I don't know what the future is like, and that's kind of scary. It's unknown, but I think that's the best part, because if it's unknown, it means it's not set in stone, and it means that I have a chance and a choice to make it my own. I want to be able to take the future into my own hands and to keep moving forward, and I hope that you guys are able to take that away from this video too. Maybe you're in a better situation than I'm in. Maybe you're in a worse situation than I'm in. But I think the one thing we can all share in common is having that hope that we can be better. So that's my long ramble of my reflection of this year and everything that's happened. And thank you. Just thanks to those who stood by my side, to those who are here now, and to those who have come before. So thank you for watching. And to those who made it to the end, stay safe, stay wholesome, and here's to a new year. Take care.